Look at the commercial shipping markets. It's really important to be aware of the fact that there are sub kind of categories and sub, I guess you can call them industries within the commercial shipping space. What we've done in this course is we've broken it down into the 3 or 4 prominent markets that we often refer to in this particular industry. So the markets we've included are the dry cargo, the tanker, oil tanker sector, the LPG and LNG gas market, and also the container space. There's a number of other markets that do make up commercial shipping, for example, chemical tanker space, ro-ros, refrigerated vessels, that type of thing. But for the purpose of this course, we're going to really focus on let's say, the most prominent markets in the commercial shipping space. So when we talk about dry cargo, it's really important to kind of remember that over 90% of all goods are transported by the ocean. This is a common statistic that comes up when you read regular reports about shipping, and many people may not be aware of this. So when we talk about the dry cargo type of products, what we mean is raw materials, and we really are referring to anything that can be transported by sea that essentially isn't a liquid, doesn't need any kind of special treatment to go on board vessels. Some examples of dry cargoes could be things like coal, grain, iron ore, wheat, steel, those type of things. And they'll typically be kind of loaded onto a dry cargo vessel either by a grab, or they'll have just individual loading equipment on the shore or on the vessel itself. So they'll go into holds, and they'll be very large cargo spaces. And each vessel has its own kind of subcategory within dry cargo. So you'll learn in this course, we'll talk about the different sizes and dimensions of the ships themselves. But the main ones to remember that we refer to in dry cargo shipping, types of ships are the handiest super Panama, and then you can go on to the newer slightly larger ships like Cape-sized vessels, very large oil carriers, these type of things. And there's a few other ones in there that sprung up over the last few years as well. And we mentioned the details in later section. So that's the main sort of focus of this particular lesson. It's the dry cargo sector. As you read through the document, you'll see that we've taken a note of some of the key exporters and importers in the dry cargo space. You'll see regions such as Australia, Brazil, those sort of countries are really big at producing kind of coal, iron ore, that sort of stuff. And then they often export it to some main importers, which we mentioned, places like China, Japan, that type of thing. So it's good to give you a good idea of the key importers and exporters as well of these types